What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us here again today. We're back. PowerWash Simulator 2, episode number 3. Me and Ulysses. We're hanging out. We're still working on this house. We got pretty much done with the first level on the last episode, along with the campsite. Today we're continuing on. We've got the second story to knock out, as well as the roof, which should take a little bit of time. We're going to have to definitely move the scaffolding along around the house as we go, because there's going to be some tricky spots that we're going to need to get to that we're not going to be able to reach. But before I do, I'm going to buy... I'm not going to buy a new washer just yet, but I do want to buy the longer extension for this thing so that I can start working on these upper levels. So... it's going to take a little bit of time to get through this job. This is, every now and then they throw in these jobs that is built to slow you down. Because we motored through a few of those first jobs pretty quick. But yeah, this one's going to take us a little bit of time to get through the remainder of this. I plan to have this done on this episode, so we'll see how it goes. But my goal is to not have to move the ladders and everything as much as possible. I'd like to do as much as I can reach, which, there you go. That's actually better. I forgot to put on the thing I just bought. That long extension makes that so much nicer. There we go. Looking good. As soon as we get some of these underhangs, or I guess this would be an overhang, technically. As soon as we get some of these overhangs done, we'll move it up to the second story and get going up there. So what do you guys think of the game so far? Is anybody else playing the game? Have you had any good success? Found anything interesting? What's been your favorite job so far? You know, throw it down in the description. Let me know what your thoughts are. I like to read the comments. I think that's probably one of the things that separated me on my old channel is I read. I like to see what people have to say. I want to understand what everybody's liking, what they dislike, you know, what's going on. It just makes for a more enjoyable engagement with everyone. And you know, coming back to this brand new channel, the very first thing I thought about was building a new subscriber base. When I did my first channel, it was a completely different type of genre that I did. You know, very, very condensed fan base, I would say, because, you know, on my main channel, it's all aviation based. So there's only so many people in the world who love aviation. I think that's what kind of bogged me down a little bit. Even though I did get a little bit of a decent following there to start, I realized that, you know, there are people out there who love aviation, but they don't necessarily watch videos of it on YouTube. So that was one of the things that made me kind of pause right when COVID started hitting, is I couldn't go out really and go to airports and film. I couldn't do anything in the real world, you know, getting to talk to people about airplane related stuff. So for the longest time, I kind of shied away from starting a brand new channel here, thinking about how tough it would be to get started again. And then I realized, you know, it is what it is. You know, I think there's a lot of people out there who love Sims just like I do. I think it's one of those types of game categories that a lot of people play. Some people probably don't even want to tell their friends that they play Sims, because it just, you know, you hear the word Sims, you think of the Sims game, you know, where you have to control the people and everything. But there are so many Sims out there. Like, it's absurd how many Sim games that are out there, which makes it a lot more flexible. And I think that's where we're going to have a lot of fun on this channel going forward, is I'm going to be able to play and show all the games that I really like to play for a majority of the time that I play games. I do Sims. It's just what I love. So, yeah, we'll make the best of it that we can. But for right now, let's head up to the second level. And whew, this is going to be fun. Actually, just want to see what the reach is on this thing. Great reach, actually. 40%. Jeff Jefferson the 8th. How do, Dirt Finder? It's been a while. I have a big job for you. Giant, in fact. A billboard with the greatest announcement in the history of our country. Okay. That's some pretty high expectations there. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. I don't know exactly how to best clean this, but first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that long extension now that we're up here on the second story. We really don't need that right at the moment. I keep watching that percentage in the top left corner, and it's creeping on this one. On those first couple jobs, we were flying right through it. And this one is creeping through that percentage. It also kind of gets in your mind how much dirt you're seeing every time you turn the camera on this one. You got more and more dirt everywhere. So it's almost kind of like a mind trick to ignore the dirt. Just get it done. Okay. Good there. Yeah. This is some house they're living in, though, I can tell you that much. Oops. Tricky thing with some of these tall pieces is you never know where it ends. Like, I'm always looking for the ding to tell me I'm done, but, like, how far up and over the roof is it going to take until I get all the way done? So it always makes me think like I'm missing. I'm missing dirt somewhere. That's a very interesting piece of art to put on your house. It's almost like a cockroach. All right. There it is. Cover up some of this ground here. There we go. Looking nice. There we go. I knew we were coming up to a break on the edge there, so that's good to get a little completion going. Making our way up to 45% already. I say already. I feel like we've been working on this one for a while. It's just very awkward. Actually, this might not be so bad here on the green. Okay. Cover the edge here. These edges are very thin. I almost feel like I've about fallen off of this house at least 3 times now. I'm actually surprised I haven't fallen off of the house. There we go. Okay. There it is. Definitely a little bit more of a satisfaction when you get a ding on this one here, considering it's unknown exactly when it's going to happen. They've definitely broken this house up into some big sections, though, that's for sure. There it is. Okay. Switch back to the yellow nozzle to start hammering out these walls. This green is definitely not good for the walls. We are making progress, though. We're on the downhill now. We've reached the 51% mark. I have a feeling once we get some of these bigger walls done, it's going to make up a whole lot more. Don't know exactly what I just hit as far as coverage on that one. What if we try this technique here for a little bit longer areas? Boy, this job is no joke. This is definitely one of those grinded out jobs. We can absolutely is a grinded out job. There we go. Okay. Excellent progress. Gosh, where do we want to start next here? Probably these small walls, I would guess. I'm going to switch back to the yellow, though, to get this going. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'm like sitting right on the edge here. I don't know if I can back up anymore, but I need some space at least so the water hits the wall correctly. Okay. That's good. We'll come back around and get this blue trim up there on our next pass. I'm just going for the volume plays at this point. Get this wall done. There we go. Good progress now. Hey, our first ding sound in a while. Let's go. Gotta love that. The edges. There it is. Okay. Man. I have a feeling because this blue is connected up here that we're going to have to get up on the balcony to take care of that next part, but just so we have these edges done as we go up there. And just like I thought. Figured I'd fall off at some point. That's pretty good though, only once so far, falling off the house. Make that 2. That's my own fault though. There we go. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I was gonna say, why isn't it giving me the all clear there? Nice, good progress there. This is a tight corner. Good chunk of a wall, though, to have it done. Sorry. I know it's a whole lot of shaking on this camera here, but I don't want to spend all day cleaning those walls and get it done in like a minute going that route versus like 5 to 10 doing it the opposite way. Go. It's okay, peeps. Data suggests that all is well on Mount Rushless. No seismic activity whatsoever. That's good news for now. Thanks, son. Good to know. Don't be late tonight. Aunt Doris is round. We've got meatloaf. Meatloaf! One of the most classic scenes in all of movie history. Will Ferrell. Mom! Meatloaf! We want it now! Wedding Crashers. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. For the meatloaf scene alone. There it is. There it is. Get a ding on the window here in a second. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Loving this. Hello? There it is. Should get another couple dings here on this one. Get the small piece of this wall finished up and then this window out of here. There it is. Well, we're coming around to the end of the second story here, which is nice. Pretty soon we'll be able to head on up to the balcony. Edges. I think I'll have to get up on the roof to spray down on some of these parts. Like on top of these little blue design pieces there. Those are kind of tough to get at. I actually think the up and down might be a little better technique for this window here. If I can get it all in one. There's that. There's that. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to spray down on a couple of those areas. Okay, keep getting these edges. Excellent. Okay. I think that will pretty much get us done with Forgot about the underside here. Got to knock this out real quick before we go up to the third and final level there. Can I actually do this with the green? I can. Go. I'm concentrating so hard. I don't want to have to come back down here and mess with this all again, so trying to... There we go. That's what I was hoping for. Yep, I knew I was going to fall off. Okay. Just bring this over here. Excellent. Okay. Let's see if I can just snag this last couple bits here. Or I can just fall off again. That's cool too. It's good enough. Okay. Third level. All right. Let's see if we can burn through this third level here. Almost there, guys. Almost there. 70, almost 70%. Didn't realize I had the long nozzle on there still. That probably would have, I think that was the ding from the... You got like barnacles growing on the side here. It's almost like this house has been in the water. It's been in crazy water. Okay. Establish the edge. Establish the edge. Okay. There it is. That's what we were hoping for. Okay, let's cover this last bit of this edge. Oh, this stuff is thick. That's some dirty dirt. Some real dirty dirt. See if we get a completion there. Yep. Love it. Yep, there we go. See, this is probably the area where you would need a surface cleaner. Would probably just be a bunch of passes back and forth, but if I don't need one, which I don't need one, there ain't no way you're going to be able to clean this fast with a surface cleaner. I can tell you that much. Unless that thing is just magic speed, but if it's anything like in real life, there ain't no way a surface cleaner is a speedy tool. It's more for coverage and not having to make as many passes if you are walking with it. So, we're just going to keep going with my route. Okay. Looking good here. Almost done. There it is. There it is. Big progress. We're up to almost 80% now. We are getting close, friends. We are getting close. Will this work good for this wall? Yeah, this is working pretty good. Just a little back and forth motion. Nice. Let's get this blue piece done. Excellent. Nice. There's that. Good. This is some tricky stuff here. That is some filthy dirt, man. Tell you what. Looks like we're getting a 2-for-1 though. As I clean this blue wall up here, it's hitting this wall in front of us. That'll help save some time. Wishy, I've just heard from Sonia the beam's gone because someone's stolen the merman's gems. What? Oh, that's the job from the first game with the giant statue out in the desert. Okay. That done. Holy cow, this thing just keeps going and going and going. Let's see, how are we going to do this here? Okay, that's good. Yep. Okay. There we go. Is this the last of that? It is that last of that wall that we didn't finish earlier. Because it was too high up here. Okay. There we go. Where is the blue? Ugh. Can I not get up here? Don't tell me I got knocked off. Oh, man. No, he doesn't have the legs. Oh, there it goes. Didn't we have part of the blue? Where was that? What am I thinking about? This thing here. There we go. That's what I wanted to make sure was cleaned. We had left a little bit. Oh, I'm liking this. The dirt seems to be moving here with this green nozzle. %. We're closing in. Where are we missing? Oh, it's probably because the wall's all attached. And it wants this part done too. Okay. Oh, this is a... Nope. I was going to say it's a 2-for-1 wall, but this wall's a little bit shorter. This one, or I should say it's a little bit higher than... the other side of the house was. Let's get our edge. Probably get a ding here. Yep. All right. Let's see if I can get back up here again. Ugh. Nope. I'm going to have to go back up in the scaffolding. Rats. All the way down. Come on. We're almost there. We're almost there. 86%. At least this whole side is clean now. Oh, no. That's twice. Oh, that's so much easier than running up those stairs. I'm having myself a time now. Okay. This edge is so skinny here. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Okay, good. Nice. Nice. I think that will pretty much get us done up there. Switch back to this so we can power through this. Last little bit there. There we go. Okay. Looks like we're on our final piece here. This balcony should be it. And then we'll have to just find the little one-offs that we missed all the way around it. But hopefully it won't be too many of those. I do like that when you power wash the dirt now, there's like little dirt particles that fly up. It's a good little touch. Definitely not affecting performance or anything inside the game by having those particles doing that. Switch back here. All right, let's see if we can speed through this last 10% of this wall here. Edge done. There it is. I'm getting a weird sound bug in my headset. It almost sounds like the water is only on the left side. So I apologize in advance if that's happening for you guys. It happened in the first game too. For whatever reason, audio would stop going from a stereo sound into just a one-sided sound. I don't know why it happens like that with this game, but hopefully it doesn't make the video too weird. So if you are hearing that, that's definitely not your headset or your computer speakers. That's coming out of the game as a one-sided audio. I'm sure there's going to be bugs here, first few days that the game is open. Developers will probably work their magic, get it all fixed again. I don't know if they ever fixed it in the first one, but definitely not on your guys' side. I'm hearing it as well. Through this here. Okay. Nice. Man, they probably spent a fortune putting this house together. That's some nice flooring here for the deck. No? Oh. There it is. It's like staring right at it. Like, what's wrong with this thing? I've got everything cleaned up. Okay. 95%, 5% more. Closing in here. Almost done, almost done. This has been one hefty job. Okay. Excellent. Oops. There we go. Floor's done. This is some very interesting furniture. You're definitely not going to find this at your local. There we go. At your local furniture store. You're going to find somebody very, very good at making some very, very interesting things to put furniture like this together. Come on. There it is. All right, last bit. Let's fly through this. There it is. Nice. Nice. It's looking good. 99%. We only missed something on the first floor. A first floor window frame. That's actually pretty good for all that we did down there. I only missed one window frame. Excellent. Where is it? Not there. Here. There it is. We are done. 100%, friends. Let's take a quick look. Wow. I was concentrating really hard, making sure we got that done as quickly as possible. That's actually not bad. That one took about an hour. I think an hour to get that done, but we did get $1,000 out of that. PowerWash point bonus, another $100 on top. So we are now at $2,100. It says, excellent job, Sprucey. I can see why Harper recommended you. Spotless house, hum reduced to 0. Now all I need to do is find out what Karen is up to. Yes. So let's go back to home base real quick. I'm just going to check in here real quick, see if they got anything new that we need to take care of. We have furniture catalog. Yep, we got a table, carpet, and $2,000 for this. Those are some really cool lamps, though. We might have to power wash some of this on the future stuff. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining me once again. That was a really, really tough episode, to be honest with you. That house was a lot of work, but we made it through. We're making good progress. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you've stuck around this entire time, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you joining. We are going to do a lot more as we go forward. This series definitely is going to get done. So thank you once again. I appreciate the time. I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.